तुम बुक में देख पाओगे ना? Hello, Vansh, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So, Vansh, you need to put on your video for this class. And once you put on your video, I'll introduce you to the concept that we are doing today. Am I audible, Vansh?
Yeah.
Okay. So, welcome to this class. This is SAT Math class. And I think you requested for one class to understand how it happens. So what we are doing today, this is one of those live classes where we do SAT Maths. This is a 2-hour class, and we are doing a particular agenda. Since you're joining in between, so these are modular classes. Something that we do today, this has very little, I should say, connection to what we have done previously. The class is called Session 8. So we are doing Session 8 of SAT Math. And in this particular session, we are talking about questions of the type graphs and tables. So this is the session we are talking about where we discuss the concept of graph, tables, and we'll do a lot of problems. You may not have got access to the study material, but you don't have to worry. For your ease, you will see the questions that we plan to do today on your screen itself. So you don't have to switch between screens. I do that from my side. So that way you will be able to see the problem.
Okay.
So this is also happening live physically, and this is also happening over Zoom. For you, you can see my whiteboard. So we are doing graphs and tables, Session 8, SAT Math. So that is what we are doing today. So let's start. So let me tell you that ये जो class है, where we say Session 8 and we say graphs and tables, with respect to SAT, this is something I should say which is a very newfound love for SAT people. You will see that with passing years that there has been a growing trend of questions coming from this area, जो कि graphs or tables. So you will have questions which will take this format, where they'll give you data in form of graph, they will give you data in form of charts, they will give you data in form of tables, two-way tables, bar graphs, so line graphs, scatter plot. So they have of late have increased their affinity towards asking questions of this format. SAT में 4 एरिया होते हैं, आपको याद होगा वो मैंने पहले बताया हुआ है, part of algebra, problem solving, data handling, passport to advanced maths and additional topics. This is from problem solving and data handling. Were you saying something much?
No.
Okay. So this is from problem solving and data handling. To be very precise, you can expect, and if you're lucky enough, between 2 sections, SAT में 2 sections होते हैं, and there are total 58 problems. The 58 problem में से, you can expect somewhere around 4 to 6 problems coming from the area that we are going to discuss today, which is data handling, which is basically talking about graphs, charts, tables, standard deviation. So you can expect so many problems आज के session से. तो इसको चालू करने के पहले, the good part is there is no theory as such. You don't have any theories or formulas as such to remember, but there are some basic rules which we must know. वो हमको आने चाहिए, so that we can master this, crack this, and get possibly all 6 or 5 or all 4. जितने भी problems आए, we get them correct. So guys, the skill that SAT is testing, कौन सा skill SAT test कर रहा है आपका? A very important skill that SAT is testing here, it is called data interpretation. Data interpretation. How good are you with data handling? So if I give you some data in a long paragraph, vis-a-vis in form of a chart, and if I ask you a few things, Are you good in understanding, interpreting, and then producing your response? So basically, आप data को handle कर सकते हो कि नहीं, because this is one skill which will be required when you go to your colleges. They are testing that. Okay. Okay. So on this note, let me start with something very, very basic that we must know with respect to data interpretation. कुछ चीजें आपको ध्यान रखनी चाहिए. So I will do 2 or 3 things here, guys. सबसे पहले I will talk about this thing which is called graph. So किसी भी graph में, here are my pointers. What are the few things I want you to know? कोई भी graph आपके सामने आएगा. First thing is you must know about the header of the graph. What is this graph talking about? This is talking about price versus quantity. This is talking about sales versus months. This is talking about production versus. ये graph क्या है आपको header को पढ़ना है. You should not jump to questions directly. ठीक है, तो आपको header पढ़ना है. Point number 2. Point number 1. Point number 2. I want you to know and understand x-axis. What is given in x-axis? X-axis में क्या दिया है? Profit दिया है, sales दिया है, revenue दिया है, population दिया है, height दिया है. What is given on x-axis plus the unit of whatever is given, kilograms, dollars, thousands of dollars. So if I write 40 and if I tell you that this is thousands of dollars, I'm talking about $40,000. So what is the unit given? Third thing to know, y-axis. What is given on y-axis? This is generally called as independent, और इसको dependent बोलते हैं. आपने linear equation में पढ़ा होगा. तो y-axis पे क्या है? vis-a-vis उसका unit क्या है? उसमें units क्या है? ये note कर लिया. Fourth thing to know. So second और 3 तो x और y-axis है. Fourth thing that I want you to know is what is the trend? What does this graph look like? उसका trend क्या है? Is it so let me write a trend. Is it a going up graph or is it a coming down graph? जैसे जैसे x बढ़ाओगे y कम हो जाएगा या जैसे जैसे x बढ़ाओगे y भी बढ़ेगा. Try and see if you can find a trend. जरूरी नहीं हर बार trend मिले. But the fourth, so ये सब observation की चीजें हैं. No calculation as of now. So fourth observation that I want you to make is around if there is a trend on that graph. Before you crack the question, these are the few things I want you to take care of that graph. Bunch clear?
Yeah.
Header क्या है? Definition. X-axis पे क्या दिया? Unit क्या है? What is given on y-axis and unit क्या है? How does that graph look like? Is there a trend? Is there a U-curve maybe? What is that trend like? The fourth thing you must know. अब ये मैंने जितनी भी बातें की, ideally let's see if we can implement them on a graph. So ideally we should do it through some problem. तो क्या करते हैं? I share a problem on your screen. English पे board पे देख, वहाँ पे TV पे देखोगे ना? हाँ ठीक है. So I'll move that. या फिर let me stop share. So once you don't have to do anything, don't worry. I'll switch all the screens and I'll go to point original screen and share this. Is this PPT or presentation visible to you much?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so this is coming up. So we are talking about reading graph, interpretation, scatter plot, and standard deviation. ये कुछ 4-5 चीजें, if time permits, we'll cover today. So these are the few things that I want you to know, guys. जो मैंने बातें किया, title of graph, X, Y, trend line. What do you mean by outliers? The fourth bullet, are there any outliers? क्या मतलब होता है outliers का? General English dictionary meaning of outlier. Have you heard this word called outlier? There's a very famous book by Malcolm Gladwell on this concept of outliers. Okay, so if I tell you that Dr. Kalam is possibly an outlier, what would that mean? though this is not an English class. क्या मतलब होगा इसका? Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was possibly an outlier. So outlier means, as in statistics, so this is also a statistics word. Statistics में outlier का मतलब वो होता है that in a given data set, हम data की बात कर रहे हैं, in a given data set, a particular data that behaves differently from the masses. तो आपका जो entire data set है उसका कुछ एक trend है, and outlier is a data which behaves different from the entire data set. Let me give you an example. Let's say this class, we have 15 students. You guys write SAT test. When you write SAT test, let's say out of 100 points, SAT होता है 1600 points. Okay, out of 1600 points, the average is 1300 points, with highest being 1550 and lowest being, let's say, 1000. ठीक है? But 1550 के बाद the next highest score is 1400. बहुत बड़ा गैप है और एवरेज है 1300. तो ये जो बच्चा जो 1550 लाया है ये एक आउटलायर है. दो वो इस डेटा सेट का पार्ट है बट उसका स्कोर एवरेज और पूरे मास डेंसिटी ऑफ डेटा से बहुत अलग है. इज बिहेविंग डिफरेंट. आर यू गेटिंग मी? तो जब आप ग्राफ को देखते हो तो उस ग्राफ में हो सकता है पॉइंट्स होंगे जो कि स्कैटर्ड होंगे एंड देयर वुड बी डेंसिटी ऑफ पॉइंट जो कि एक तरफ कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड है, वो आपको एक ट्रेंड बता रहे हैं. एंड देयर कुड बी अ पॉइंट व्हिच इज वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम अदर पॉइंट्स. वो आपके लिए आउटलायर है. तो आपके ग्राफ में कोई ऊपर या कोई नीचे कोई आउटलायर है क्या किसी एंड पे? फाइंड दैट. ओके, एंड देन देयर आर लॉट ऑफ अदर पॉइंट्स. सो इसमें से आई वांट यू टू डू अ पर्टिकुलर. ओके, अब ये कॉन्सेप्ट है स्कैटर प्लॉट एंड लाइन ऑफ बेस्ट फिट. सबसे पहले ये समझते हैं वंश, एंड आप भी बोल सकते हो कोई भी कि स्कैटर प्लॉट मतलब क्या होता है. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय स्कैटर प्लॉट? हैव यू ever done a graph like scatter plot? लाइन ग्राफ हमको सब पता है, एक्स वाई कोऑर्डिनेट प्लेन है, एक लाइन है. बट व्हाट इज स्कैटर प्लॉट? बताइए, एनी आइडिया? वंश, इफ यू वांट टू से समथिंग तुम बोल सकते हो. गर्व कुमार बताओ, व्हाट इज स्कैटर प्लॉट?
So basically, they mark a set of data for you, and then maybe you have to say if that's a positive correlation or negative correlation and interpret the data.
So not exactly. Let me try and help you out. So let's say this is my coordinate plane with x and y axis, and I am plotting some data on this. So this is scale on x-axis, scale on y-axis, and I have various data points. So scatter plot is basically, as the name suggests, when data is plotted in a scattered format. This is scatter plot. तो आपको कोई ऐसा ग्राफ मिले where your data is scattered over the xy plane. This is called scatter plot. Okay, as simple as this. In scatter plot, there is a concept called as line of best fit. So ये मेरे सारे points. Let's say these points basically means this could mean from January to December car sales. This could mean, you know, as the training progresses, scores of my student. You know, this could be anything. So basis this, let's say I have something called as line of best fit. ये स्कैटर प्लॉट का एक लाइन ऑफ बेस्ट फिट. ये स्कैटर प्लॉट का एक कॉन्सेप्ट होता है जहां पे आपको स्कैटर प्लॉट है, डेटा स्कैटर्ड है, एंड देन देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज लाइन ऑफ बेस्ट फिट. नाउ गाइस, लाइन ऑफ बेस्ट फिट मींस अ लाइन दैट इज द बेस्ट एस्टिमेट ऑफ अ गिवन डेटा सेट. ये सब रेड पॉइंट्स मेरे डेटा सेट में है. कुछ पॉइंट कभी लाइन पे हैं और कभी लाइन पे नहीं भी हैं. But this line is called as an estimate line. इसको estimate line बोलते हैं. इसको trend line बोलते हैं. This is also called as trend line. This is also called as projection line. So this line, so maybe at this point of time, the actual value is this. But as predicted by, so this is also called predicted line or prediction line. So this line is basically telling you that as you move on x-axis and grow on x-axis, your y-axis will also grow. The value grow. So this is more of an estimated line. This may not be the actual line, but this is telling you some prediction. So अगर मैं आपको आगे का कोई एक value दूं x का, using this line you can give me a value of y. So with scatter plot, generally a line of best fit hoga. This line is also called as an average line. Okay. So if let's say three of us go for a cup of coffee, and we guys order different coffee. Okay, so let's say somebody orders a coffee which is $50, somebody orders a coffee which is 80 bucks, and somebody orders a coffee 90 bucks. Agar ab main aapse puchu what is the average expense, so what you will do is 50 plus 80, 130 plus 90, 220 divided by 3, 220 divided by 3 will be something like 73 bucks. 73 bucks is nothing but the average cost that we have per head. Is this the real cost of any one of us? No. तो इसी तरह से ये जो है ये predicted है, ये एक average line. Points may lie, may not lie, but there will be equal density of points or weights of point pushing this line upward and pushing this line or pulling this line downwards, such that this line remains here. जैसा कि average में होता है. Equal weights are above and equal weights are below. तो ये हो गया line of best fit. इसको line of best fit बोलते हैं, estimated, trend line, projection line, prediction line, ये सब हो जाता है. Scatter plot में generally you will see that data is scattered and you get a trend line or a line of best fit. आपके data ऐसे मिलेगा. Any questions, Vansh?
No.
So this is enough of introduction. समझ में आ गया ये? तो गर्व अब हम questions कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. तो मैं क्या करता हूँ? वंश के लिए और हमारे पास और ये सब तो बुक्स हैं, बाकी तो एक काम करते हैं. I go back and I try and share some. So Vansh, have a copy and a pen with you. I want you to understand few things. Where let's do this warm-up problem. Just read. This is real SAT problem, guys. सिर्फ इसको पढ़ो. थोड़ा सा मैं इधर करता हूं ताकि ये क्लासरूम में भी दिखे. बोलना क्योंकि मैं नीचे से कोशिश. ठीक है. A grocery store sells pints of raspberry and sets the price per pint each week. The scatter plot above shows the price and number of pints of raspberries sold for 19 weeks, along with a line of best fit for the data and an equation for the line of best fit. So guys, if you look at this, there's no heading to the graph, but there is x-axis which tells me price per pint in dollars. So x-axis पे prices हैं dollars में. Y-axis is number of pints sold, 70. So that's number of pints. So unit is number of quantity, 70, 80, 90 and so on. This is scatter plot. Then they say कि ये scatter plot को एक line of best fit से estimate किया गया है. Equation of this line is given as y. Y stands for number of pints sold is equal to 233, which is y-intercept, minus 32 into x. X is price per pint. Okay. So if we give you a price, you will be able to tell me how many pints I have sold. बोलो वंश. अगर मैं आपको x बता दूंगा तो आप y निकाल सकते हैं, है ना? Clear है?
हाँ निकाल सकते.
Perfect. Now this is something that you have not done once, which is concept of straight line. ये class में cover हो गया, but nevertheless we'll still try and solve this. So this is real SAT problem. The beauty is when this came, on your SAT paper, it had some 4 or 5 problems. एक ही डेटा को समझना था और 4-5 सवाल कर सकते थे आप. So that's best part of data handling. At times you will be given one data और उसके साथ तुम 2-3 सवाल कर सकते हो. So it makes a lot of sense to attack such problems. So anyway, let's go ahead. I don't want you to announce your answers. You just read the question, get your answer. If I ask you, you'll be responding. Okay. Question 1. Question 1 says, for how many of the 19 weeks shown? तो मतलब ये 19 dots होने चाहिए guys. shown was number of pints of raspberry sold greater than number predicted by line of best fit. So basically, Chalo Garg, you tell me, what is that you are supposed to do? What is that you are supposed to do?
So we have to see that which points are lying ahead of
above the line. ये जो line है, which points of the given line, which points are above the given line. बस आपको यही ढूंढना है और कुछ नहीं ढूंढना है. तो अगर ये line में थोड़ा सा ऐसे extend भी करूँगा, I'm able to use my pen. Yes, I can. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. बोलो वंश.
Yeah, sir.
That's all. और अगर आपको बहुत सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन लग रहा है तो इतना सिंपल है और ऐसा एसएटी में आता है. आंसर इज a single digit 8. There were 8 weeks out of 19 weeks, guys, जब number of pins sold were greater than the predicted line, estimated line. चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन करते हैं. सॉरी, एक साथ काफी सारा क्लिक हो गया. चलो, what is the best interpretation of slope of line of best fit in this context? I think Vansh को मैं यहाँ पे concession दूंगा, but still if you want to try, you can try Vansh. Interpretation of slope of line. Sorry, again, what is happening? तुमने ये मेरे साथ नहीं किया होगा, but
Sir, I didn't understand how to answer this, but I got the question. I don't know.
okay. So you want to try?
So maybe you can show it to me once and I'll get it.
Okay, ठीक है. So let's from here, Guru. What is the best interpretation of slope of the line of best fit? So this is the line of best fit that we have. इस line का एक slope होगा. What is the interpretation of this? And I'll come back to you, Vansh. Yes. The slope is negative. The slope of line is going southwards. So negative slope का मतलब ये होता है, as you increase the price per pin, your sale or your sales would go down. Huh? By how much? Vansh, आपको समझ में आया ये हम जो बात कर रहे हैं?
Yeah. Sir, I think if the options were given like ABC, then I would.
But not all questions have options on SAT. Out of 58, कुछ 13 questions के options नहीं होते. You have to write something down. तो वो मैं तुमको समझाऊंगा. Don't worry.
Okay.
So basically, it says that every time $1 का price increase करोगे, sales will go down by 23 units. ये देखो, 23. Sorry, 32 units, not 23. 32 units. If I increase X by 1, which means if I increase dollar price by 1, I will sell 32 units less. आप करके देख लो. X को रखो 1, Y निकालो. X को रखो 2, Y निकालो. You will see every time you increase X by 1 unit, your sales, that is Y, will go down by 32 units. X को रखो 0. So theoretically, it means if you keep your value at 0 price, you will sell 233 units. If you keep X as $1, you will sell 201 units. है ना?
Yeah.
So what is the best interpretation of slope of line of best fit in this context? The best interpretation is, of course, जब SAT का ऐसा question आएगा तो 4 options होंगे. But हम यहाँ क्लास में समझने के लिए कर रहे हैं. So the best answer is you increase X by $1 or you increase price by $1. Your sales will go down by 32 pins. ठीक है वंश?
Yeah, got it.
बोलो. लेकिन रोकना मुझे जहाँ समझ में नहीं आया. Let's do one more one. This is something I will not tell you guys. आपको ये करना है और मुझे बताना. Third problem. Warm-up question. expect to sell in a week when the price of raspberries is $4.5 per pint? How many pints can he expect to sell as per line of best fit? Just unmute and give me answer. This is also visual inspection problem. You may want to calculate, you can, but otherwise, this is visual inspection. An approximate answer would do.
Our approximate answer will be around 90.
How much?
But I think it should be 90.
Yes, absolutely correct. ये देखो, ये है 4.5 का लाइन, ये लाइन ऑफ बेस्ट फिट को यहाँ टच कर रहा है. अब अगर आप इसको यहाँ पे एक्सटेंड करोगे, so this is more like this. जो अभी वंश बोल रहा था, अगर मैं इसको बढ़ाता जाऊंगा, कुछ 90 के आसपास. Approximate answer is 90. What is the other way? The other way is 233. 32 into 4.5 करो. 32 into 4.5. Put it into equation. ये x की जगह रखो 4.5. 32 into 4.5. 233 minus this. You will get pi का value. But otherwise, अगर मैंने approximately पूछा है आपसे, this is how you do. बोलो, समझ में आया? So these are some of the questions that we have. ये एक ऐसे की problem था. Of course, I have not given you options. Now we will do some real questions from book. For Vansh, it will appear on screen, and for others, okay. So let's do some more problems. And the idea here is to solve as many varieties as possible and improve ourselves. So, yeah. Can you see this problem, Vansh?
Yes.
This one.
Yeah, okay.
So read this problem, guys. Question number 3 from your book. 8.1, question number 3. Data is this. Let me give you a minute's time. Calculator is not allowed for this problem. Please solve. What is the predicted height for someone with the first metacarpal bone that has a length of 4.5 centimeters? So read the header of graph, understand what is given on x-axis, understand what is given on y-axis, note their units. Now you can announce your answers. A, okay. I'll wait for one.
Sir, I got option C.
Option C. So let's see. इसको देखते हैं. Based on the line of best fit, predicted height निकालना है for someone with first metacarpal bone 4.5, 4.45. Look at this. गर्वी देखते हैं. So if this is 4, this is 4.1 because 5 divisions हैं. ये 4.2 है, 4.3 है. This is 4.5. Out here you have. Oh, this is not working. This is 4.5. Sorry, this is not 4.5. ये 4.5. So 4.45 should be in between 4 and 4.5. 4.4 and 4.5 के बीच में. If you draw a straight line up, यहाँ से एक line straight, जितना straight बना सकते हो. Oh, my mouse is like a very crooked line. But अगर आप बनाओगे, so you will see that for sure this is somewhere touching in between this. So this is 170. It is not 168 or 169. 171 तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है क्योंकि 171 तो 4.5 पे आ रहा है. So basically the best answer is option C, 170. आपको 168 कैसे मिला? 168 आप देखोगे तो 168 is intersecting this line somewhere before 4.4. तो ये 4.35 है शायद 168, isn't it? तो आंसर है yeah. So answer is 170 centimeters. 4.4 and 4.5 के बीच में आएगा ना 4.45 है ना? This is 4.4. Okay. Let's solve one more problem on the same data. ये सब SAT problems हैं. चलिए, let's solve this guys. And ये drawing हटा देता हूँ. So please solve. Question number 10 from a book. ये वही है best interpretation वाला question. What is the best interpretation of slope of line of best fit? Same problem, same data set. Height of 9 people, so 9 dots, and length of their first metacarpal bone. So once you can send your answer in chat box so that others don't get influenced. Okay. Sorry, I will show this. Correct. Very good. Correct. Option B. Okay. So read option B. Okay. So tell me, where is predicted first metacarpal? So first metacarpal bone is on x-axis or y-axis? फर्स्ट मेटाकार्पल बोन एक्स एक्सिस पे कि वाई एक्सिस पे? उसका लेंथ कहां दिया है? x. वहां पे x देखो. ऑप्शन बी में राइट x here. The predicted first metacarpal bone को अंडरलाइन करो and write x. I'm reading further. In for every centimeter increase in height, underline करो centimeter increase in height. Centimeter increase in height is given on which axis? On which axis? Y, right? If you understand the concept of line, straight line, अगर आपको वो याद होगा, so equation of line is y is equal to mx plus c. For every increase in x, y increases. So you are always predicting what? Y. अब आप अपना ऑप्शन पढ़ो. आपने क्या बोला? The predicted x for change in y. नहीं, that is wrong. Answer should be option A. Predicted y for change in x. बोलो समझ में आया? Answer is option A. Correct. So let's go ahead. Now we solve a problem जो कि आपकी बुक में नहीं है. This is one of the problem which comes from Khan Academy. Khan Academy challenge problem 1. I give you 1.5 minutes. Options आएंगे, आप पहले पढ़ लो, then options will also come. Minutes played versus points scored. Please note what is given on which axis. Let me know when you have read it.
Ready.
Okay. Which of the following equation best relates minutes played per game X and points scored per game P for the players of this team? So कोई equation है basically ये आपको जो scatter plot दिया है इसका कोई estimate है उसका equation क्या होगा? Okay, here are your four options. A, B, C, D. My छोटा सा advice will be go by elimination. ये सिखाया मैंने क्लास में. Try and eliminate the options जो कि आंसर हो ही नहीं सकते. कोशिश उससे करो. So they are asking which of the four options. दिख रहा है तुमको? मैं बोला नहीं मुझे. दिख रहा है? चलिए आगे नहीं होगा. So we call it yellow problems, sad challenge problems. So I'll score you on this. You get 1 point for your correct answer and 0 for wrong answer or no answer. Multiple ways of doing it. Yes, guys. What say? X-axis says minutes played by that player and points scored in that game. They are asking if this is the scatter plot, जो उसका line of best fit बनने वाला है scatter plot का, उसका equation क्या होगा? X is time spent, P is point scored. So I have one answer which comes from one. She says option C. What do you say? These are four options. Not sure. चलो उसको करते हैं. So there are multiple ways of doing it. I would first understand from Vanch what method he is using. और वो जो बताएगा उससे मैं कम से कम एक, minimum one, I'll add more. Vanch, we go by your method first.
Sir, I'm not sure, sir. Sir,
I think you got it right. How was that?
Yeah, sir. Minutes spent per game. It is so far. I took the first one, which is 3. So in 3 minutes, there were no points scored. So
Okay,
three.
ruko, hold. So what he's saying is he looked into the first dot. थोड़ा सा I will increase the weight. So he looked at the first dot and he said that I looked at this dot and it said 3 minutes. And when he was looking at this dot, there was no point scored. So somebody who played for 3 minutes, there was no point scored. Okay, once go ahead. So
Yeah. Sir, so then 3, we can substitute that for X and the value should for P should come 0. So when we try it in all equations, I got
hold. So what he's saying that for X, which is time played, ये dot लो पहला वाला, है ना? और point कितना score हुआ है? 0. So for X, if I put 3, my P should be 0 or close to 0. As per this dot. So put in equation 1, 3. Equation 1 में 0 put 2, 3 is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. Option A is giving me 4 here. ऑप्शन बी पे चलते हैं. ऑप्शन बी 2 3s are 6 plus 3 9. ऑप्शन सी 0.5 into 3 1.5 minus 2 is minus 0.5. है कि नहीं? ऑप्शन डी is 0.5 into 3 1.5 plus 3 4.5. चलो वंश यहाँ तक फॉलो किया. आगे
Yeah, sir. So now I thought that first I thought that goals मतलब points minus में नहीं हो सकते, but that's why I chose C because that is the closest value to 0.
oh, so you only tried with one value, Vansh?
हाँ, एक ही value.
अच्छा, so that's one way, but you got it right. थोड़ा सा risky है. I will recommend when you do it with values, guys, try with 2 or 3 values. And once have you done that, आपका answer C आप और reassuring तरीके से बोल सकते थे, but answer is C.
Okay.
So one method is pick values and see which value is giving you closest. They may not give you exactly P, but closer to P. 2-3 values देके करोगे और आप eliminate करोगे और ये करोगे. This is method 1, okay, which is Vansh's method. Let's go by another method. अब एक और method लेते हैं. अब मेरे method से देखो. So I'll give you 2 more methods. I'll try and give you 2 rather. मैं देखता हूँ. एक तो और देता हूँ तुमसे. Look at this. If this is my scatter plot, मेरा जो line of best fit है, मैं somehow इसको बना ही दूँगा line of best fit. Let me see. नहीं, I'll not be successful. So I should not try. इसको clear कर. Let me see if my PPT gives me something. Gives me this one. ये भी उतना अच्छा नहीं दे रहा, मतलब मेरे माउस में ही कर दूंगा. Mouse is not a good. Okay, leave it. So what I was trying to tell you is imagine a straight line that you can call it line of best fit bunch. यहाँ पे एक लाइन बनाने की कोशिश करो जिसको आप line of best fit बोलोगे. And if you extend that line downwards, you will see कि वो कहीं जाके y को negatively cut करेगा. उसका y intercept negative होगा. If y-intercept is negative, for sure answer cannot be option B and option. क्योंकि इनका y-intercept positive है, +3 +3. This is y-intercept. So answer is either A or C. Now, which between A or C? Do what Vansh did. आपको A और C में random values यहाँ से points उठाओ, यहाँ value रखो and देखो कौन सा close है. समझ में आ गया आपको ये? So क्या करोगे आप? ये line बनेगा यहाँ पे देखोगे line, हाँ something like this. ऐसा कुछ एक लाइन बनने वाला है. अगर मैं इसको ऊपर से बना रहा हूँ तो बन रहा है. कोई एक लाइन, आई वाज लकी दैट टाइम. ये लाइन होगा, ये लाइन ऑफ बेस्ट फिट होगा गाइस. ये जाके y एक्सिस को नेगेटिव पे काटेगा. मतलब x एक्सिस जब 0 है, व्हेन x is 0, y is negative. That is happening only in these two options. So answer is either A or C. बोलो अगर तुमको समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं ये सब? ओके. सो A और C में कैसे चूज करना है? ये वैल्यूज को पुट अप करके चूज करना. These दो तरीके हैं. एक तो ये जो इसने बताया, बट इसमें आई से put 2-3 values and then rather than putting one value. दूसरा, let's see this problem that we solve this question. Stop share and share. ठीक है. So we come down to another SAT problem. ये अभी आ रहा है आपकी स्क्रीन पे. ये आ गया this one. A very simple problem. Read it 1 minute's time. I don't think there is anything to be solved. थोड़ा ध्यान से करोगे तो हो जाएगा. Question number 5 from there. Income based on years of experience at company Y. Verbatim word by company X. ये SAT problem है. Please note what is given on x-axis, उसके units, y-axis, उसके units. which of the following is closest to expected number of years of experience of an employee whose income is $30,000? Income $30,000. तो उसका expected number of years क्या होगा as per line of investment? A, B, okay. So one has shared his answer. Waiting for you guys. Okay, once there's still some time, you will please check again. Please check again. Look at all the options once. क्या 5 पे $30,000 सैलरी मिल रही है 5 years experience पे? Option B. B is correct because अच्छा can we really say it is 5.55? No, we cannot say. But 5.55 is the closest to the right answer. Because when year of experience is 5 years once, if you look, salary is less than 30,000. थोड़ा सा कम है उससे.
हाँ सर, बट अगर आप 30,000 से लाइन बना के फिर एक्स एक्सिस पे करोगे तो इट विल नॉट बी क्लोज टू 5.5.
चलो ना, let's do that. Yes, good point. Let's try and do that. So what he's saying is, this point out here is 30,000, which is below $30,000 intersection वाला point. 5 years का और salary का अगर आप देखोगे तो if I extend this line. So this will be less than 30,000 much. 28, 29 at 5 years. But I'm sure ये 30,000, ये 30,000. This is some 30,000, which is between 5 and 10 years. So this is something like 5 or 6, I don't know. But more than 5 for sure.
Yeah, sir, I didn't see the axis properly.
Yes. So there is only one option which is closest to this. It is more than 5 for sure. It is less than 37 for sure. 74 is an absurd value. Answer is 5.55. Okay. On the same data set, जिसको समझने में आप लोगों ने अभी इतना समय लगाया, so I am giving you same data set, so I should ideally give you less time. This question is here. Let's solve this. What is the expected income of an employee with 35 years of experience? Up to experience, about 25 years. Question number 7 of the book. On graph. These are real SAT problems. How will you find this? They have only given you till 25 years. Please solve 1 year, 1 minute's time. Okay. Let's say what Vansh has to say and then I will solve this.
Yeah, I also got C.
Which option, Vansh?
I also got option C.
How? So first you tell me how the. Yes, yeah, $83,000. Answer is correct, by the way.
Yeah, sir. Answer A.
So let Gaurav answer this first and then I'll come back. Oh, extend कर दिया but वो graph खत्म हो जाता है. 83 पे कैसे land हो गया तुम? So if you extend, you know that answer will be more than 61, more than 65. But why not 96? Why 83? Okay, तो ये तो थोड़ा सा ना crude guesstimate हो गया. Once let's look at your method.
Sir, I also eliminated A and B because 25 by around 65,000.
Understood. A and B elimination totally understood. But why not D? Why C is what I am asking.
But I don't know. I feel like D is very high and actual value. So I chose C.
ठीक है, so I will try and do it more logically. Though both of you have got right, and that's what matters. Luck may not favor us always. So I'll try and do this problem more logically. बस आप लोग ना कुछ basic values में अभी जो बोल रहा हूँ वो note कर लेना. Please write down the starting value of somebody who is coming into this company as a fresher. What is that salary?
20,000.
$20,000. What is the salary of somebody who is coming or who has 25 years of experience?
$65,000.
$65,000. ठीक है, ये दो वैल्यूज आपने लिख लिया है. अब I will solve this question.
And now do we cross multiply?
Sorry?
Sir, I also did this and then I cross multiplied. I got around $70,000, but that's when I thought that it should be B, but then I saw the graph properly.
नहीं,
And then I
आपने ना
chose C.
start सही किया वंश. Let me show you where you made mistake. I could understand now. Wait, hold on. Whiteboard visible है?
Yeah.
Yes. So, the guys are starting now. What is the starting salary? मुझे जो values बता दे दो.
$20,000.
$20,000. And what is the salary with 25 years experience?
$65,000.
So $65,000 minus $25,000. Can I say the rise somebody has got over 25 years? Bolo. Bunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if this is the rise that somebody has got after working for 25 years, if I divide it by 25, can I say this is nothing but rise per year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so ये करते हैं. So this comes down to $45,000 over 25. Yes, yes. This is rise per year. है ना?
Yeah.
So let's solve. अगर इसको solve करेंगे, so this is 5, and this is 9,000. This is 1, 9,000. Sorry, this is 5, 1, 9, 8, 480, $1,800. So can I say rise per year is, इसको यहाँ से लिख दो, $1,800 per year?
Yeah.
So if that is the case, guys, अगर मुझे किसी का सैलरी निकालना है, let's say S, अगर वो फ्रेशर आता है तो उसको $20,000 मिलेगा.
हाँ.
Plus $1,800 per year मिलेगा, let's say X rise.
Yes.
Can I not say this is the equation of line of best fit?
Yes.
Yeah.
अब आपने मुझसे पूछा, आप मुझसे कुछ भी पूछो मैं बता दूंगा. आपने मुझसे पूछा give me the salary of the person if he has 35 years of experience. Let me do that. क्या कर रहा हूं मैं ऊपर? S is equal to $20,000 तो मिलना है $1,800 into 35. करो 18,000 into 35. तो 1,800 मुझे 2, अगर ये $2,000 होता तो this would have been 2 into 5, 70,000. But ये
It is 63,000.
$63,000 आएगा absolutely, plus $20,000 उसका starting salary था ही. So final salary will be after 35 years $83,000. बोलो bunch.
Yeah, correct. Got it.
Right?
Yeah.
Now if I ask you guys, give me the equation of line of best fit if S is the salary and X is the years. Can you give me that equation? बोलो. As per the given graph, question सुन लेना ध्यान से. I am just bringing another question for the same data. As per the given graph, give me the equation of line of best fit if capital S is the salary and X is the number of years of experience. अच्छा, कंपनी का नाम X था. अब ठीक है, अभी X को ऐसा वेरिएबल मान लो. X is the number of years of experience at this company. Give me the equation of line of best fit for the graph. This would be your first response, and this would be his response is ये जो आपने लिखा है, it is that equation, right? This will be your first response. एक ऑप्शन ऐसा होगा भी, but ये गलत है. Tell me why. This option will be a wrong option. Why?
Sir, because I think variable is not included.
Variable is included. This is salary.
Oh,
Yes. Okay.
it is not in the
I-
simplest form, maybe.
Simplest form. This is in the simplest form.
Okay.
Okay. मैं ना ग्राफ पे वापस ले जा रहा हूँ. Maybe you guys will know then. बताना मुझे क्यों. I take you back to graph. Can you identify why is this not the graph? देख के बताओ. Why is this not the right option? ये दिख रहा है क्या कुछ? ये दिख रहा है क्या यहाँ लिखा हुआ? सैलरी किस में दिया आप लोगों को?
1000. Sir.
1000.
Oh, okay. 20.
Salary is given in thousands. So if that is the case, then बताओ right equation क्या होना चाहिए?
20 होना चाहिए ना.
Very good. S is equal to 20 plus 1.8x. Divide everything by 1000. तब जाके salary thousands में आएगा. This is the right answer. बोलो आया समझ में?
Yeah.
So everything was correct. Only thing is ये salary जो है, this is given in thousands already. So which means you have to divide this by 1000. You have to divide this by 1000. ये तो already salary thousands में ये graph में देखो y axis पे लिखा हुआ है ना? So this is the right answer. Okay guys, I go back. तो ये जिस साल SAT में आया था, there were 3 or 4 problems here. And they were for the taking or making mistakes. ऐसे भी समझ लो आप. So this is that question that I was talking about. Iska correct answer is option A. But many a time students would mark option B. तो इक्वेशन बना के लाइन ऑफ बेस्ट फिट का तो मैंने इक्वेशन कैसे बनाया? मैंने इक्वेशन बनाया वो
Sir,
स्लोप.
can't we do it like manually y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 and then
Very good question. Very good question. तुमको ग्राफ याद है ना?
हाँ sir.
देखो क्या मैंने कुछ अलग किया है? किया है मैंने. I come here.
Oh yeah.
Y2. So Y2 is 65,000. Sorry, good job. Y2 is $65,000. Y1 is $20,000. Upon X2 is 25.
Yeah.
Minus X1 is 0 equals. बोलो वही क्या है?
Got it. Same here.
Yes. So ये जो मैंने 1800 निकाला है, it is the same thing. I have done the same thing. Y2 minus Y1 upon X2 minus X1.
Sir, तो पहले if we would have taken it as 65 and 20, then we wouldn't have to divided it, right? So,
Come again, come again.
sir, while dividing, while subtracting only, we would have taken 65 minus 20 upon 2.5. So, पहले से
What 25 minus 0?
no, yeah, same, yeah. But ऊपर था सिर्फ 65 or 20, not 65,020.
Had you taken 65 upon 1000 से divide कर देते आप.
No, sir, I'm talking graph में y-axis पे value is in thousands, but it is given 60 and 20, not two. सिर्फ 60 and 20, 65 and 20 लेते.
Correct. So had you taken this, आपका सीधा ये 1.8 आता.
हाँ.
Correct. और उसमें back of the mind याद रखना कि ये 1.8 thousands है, 1.8 dollar नहीं है. But that's all. Correct. You are right. You are absolutely right. You'll have to remember that कि मैंने thousands. Okay. So I go back. Let's solve another problem on your book. So problem है नहीं है. We come down to table, guys. याद रखिए when it comes to tables on SAT, like I said, data handling में graph और ये tables are very popular for them. They would ask a lot of questions. Mostly these will be two-way tables. Two-way table मतलब rows में एक तरह का data है और column में किसी एक तरह का data है. So title of column and title of rows become very important. Rest of the things are easier to manage if you understand table well. So let's solve one problem and see. This is one SAT problem. and I am calling it challenge problem 2. Calculator allowed है. There is no theory as such. Read it, शांति से पढ़ो. Take 2 minutes time and solve. Real essay. Relative frequency of male fruit flies.
Got it.
So you may ask me what is relative frequency. You can hold on. Acha, once you already sent your answer. Okay, bunch registered. Your answer is registered. Let's see if it is right or wrong. So this is basically a two-way table. जहाँ पे आपको आप देखोगे कॉलम्स में genders हैं इस तरह से and rows में they've given white-eyed or normal but type. Now they are asking relative frequency. Relative frequency means the formula for relative frequency is total upon desire. There's a probability now. So they are asking relative frequency किसका चाहिए? Male fruit flies का. How many male fruit flies you have? How many male fruit flies? 83. तो denominator में आ जाएगा 83. That have white eyes. So desired here are white eyes male. That is 62. 62 by 83. Answer would be 75.
74.6. So yeah.
Yes. So roughly, because question says approximately what is the relative frequency, answer would be 75%. Desired 62 है, जो आपका total set है वो 83 है, because you are talking about male flies, so male flies are 83, of which how many are white eyes as a percentage, so 62 upon 83. This is a simple example of tabular data. आगे चलते हैं. Let's try another problem. I'll give you 2 full minutes and calculator allowed. Very, very interesting table. अच्छा, table का heading होगा population of top 5 states from 2011 to 2013. Table का heading छुप गया है, it should be there. Table is about population of top 5 states या 5 states from 2011 to 2013. That's table heading. Then you have 5 states: California, Colorado, North Dakota, Texas, Utah. Then there are 2 rows: total jobs added in state from 2011 to 2013, and new jobs per 10,000 residents. Now the question is, what was approximate population of California in 2011, 2013?
So this whole table is from 2011 to 2013.
Yes, yes. इसमें लिखा हुआ है ना क्वेश्चन पर 2011. Yes. The whole table is from 2011. Okay, hold. Let Vansh also answer.
I'm getting confused. I have no answers.
No worries. Let me solve it for you guys. मैंने ना टेबल का एक छोटा सा फॉर्म बोर्ड पे लिखा है. If you allow me, I'll just share it. But this is a very beautiful table where it's talking about a lot of things. I'm only picking California because they're asking for California ka population. First, let us try and understand this data. This data says that there is a state called California. In this California, from 2011 to 2013, how many total jobs added per state is 904,500 jobs, or 904,500. So itne jobs added California. The second row says number of jobs added per 10,000. For every 10,000 heads, people, residents of California, 235 jobs were added 2011 से 13 के बीच. ये टेबल क्लियर हो गया क्या? अगर ये टेबल क्लियर हो गया तब तो फिर ये क्वेश्चन में कुछ भी नहीं बचा. ये तो वो सिंपल यूनिटरी मेथड वाला क्वेश्चन बन गया. व्हाट इज दैट? देखो गाइस, I am adding 235 jobs for every 10,000 people. बोलिए.
Yes.
So if I am adding 904,500 jobs, how many people I should have? For unitary method, 904,500 into 10 to the power 4 लिख रहा हूं मैं. 10,000 divided by 235. उनको आंसर मिलियंस में चाहिए. How many zeros in a million? How many zeros in a million? 6. 6. 1 मिलियन मतलब 10 लाख. ओके पंच. तो ये 2 जीरो भी हटा दो. This becomes 10 to the power 6. तो आंसर ये होगा 9045 divided by 235 millions. बताइए क्या आ रहा है? बोलो. 200 and ये 9045 divided by 235. This is something like, I guess, कितना?
38.5.
कितना?
38.5.
So answer is 38.5, 10 to the power 6 billions. देख लो कौन सा ऑप्शन है, that is the answer. कौन सा ऑप्शन है? C. So this is how you find population of California. I know for every 10,000 people, so many jobs are added. I know that so many total jobs were added. So how many people would be there? बोलो, क्या ये क्लियर है? आगे बढ़ सकते हैं?
Yes.
Sir, the session is till what time?
Sorry?
Sir, the session is till what time?
This will go up till 8:30, but I think there's a water break time. So we start at 6:30 and then at 7:30 there's a small break जो मैंने अभी skip कर दिया था, अभी लेते हैं, and it goes up till 8:30.
Oh, okay. Sir, and okay, yeah.
ठीक है. So I think we will call it a break now. It is 7:40 by my watch. So 7:45 we meet again. Thank you. Yes, guys. Should I? Historically projected, non-historically projected. Poured concrete, field, stone and mortar, combi. Once you can announce your answer.
Sir, I got 26.
26 is correct. Garv, बताओ मुझे, you need help? Let's have a look here. You put it in and then do it for everyone. So if you look at this is what we are looking at. Combination कितने houses थे? I think I missed a value somewhere here, but anyway, this is 134, and they say 4.5% of non-historically built houses. 4.5% of non-historically built houses were of this type. तो total non-historically built कितना है? 134. इसका 4.5 निकालना है ना? मैं सही बोल रहा हूँ? देखिए लाइन यहाँ पे.
So
4.5.
that will be 6.03.
1% is 1.3. Yes, correct. 1% is 1.3. 2% will be 2.6. 5% will be 5.2. Sorry, 4% will be 5.2. क्योंकि हमने दो निकाला, दो का डबल किया. 0.5 will be 0.6 के आसपास. तो ये आएगा 6 के आसपास. This is 6. If this is 6 और इसका टोटल 203 है, तो ये सेल होना चाहिए 197. This is given as 0. तुम्हारे टेबल में 0 दिया था. ये 197 है, ये 205 है, तो ये 8 होना चाहिए. So that they add up to 205. ये 8 है, ये 18 है, तो ये 26 होना चाहिए. Answer is 26. There are 26 houses जो combination से बने. अब आप पूछो इसमें अगर कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Understood? So it was that simple. इसमें ज्यादा कुछ नहीं था. We should get such problems right. Okay. So we head आगे चलते हैं. Let's look at this problem. ये तो some simple problem. Let's see. Based on arithmetic mean means simple average. So there is a bar graph given to you. This is also a SAT problem. 4 option है A, B, C, D. Pick the one which is right. Read graph properly. Of the following, which is closest to the average number of seeds per apple? So histogram, same rules. Happens. Option A is your answer. Okay, how? चलो ठीक है, मेरे कुछ questions का आंसर देते जाओ. How many apples are there with 3 seeds? 2 apples. How many apples with 5 seeds? 4 apples. How many apples with 6 seeds? 1 apple. है कि नहीं? तो अगर मैं total number of seeds निकालूं, 2 apples have, look at this, 2 apples have 3 seeds. Vanch?
Yeah.
So can I say total 6 seeds?
Yes.
Similarly, there are no apples with 4 seeds. but there are 4 apples with 5 seeds. So I can say total 20 seeds. There is 1 apple with 6 seeds, so I can say 6 seeds total from these apples. There are a couple of apples with 7 seeds, so total 14 seeds. And there are 3 apples with 9 seeds, but 27 seeds. If I add all of this, 6 and 4, 10, and 13, 23, and 2, can I say I have total 73 seeds? Bolo.
Yeah.
And how many apples do I have?
5.
Huh?
Oh no, sorry.
How many apples in total?
1 second.
How many total apples do I have? 2 plus 4 plus 1 plus. Chart के top पे भी लिखा हुआ है वैसे. 2 plus 3. How many apples do I have? How many apples?
It's 12. So see.
12. So 73 divided by 12. 7 6 are 12 6 are 72. So approximately 6 seeds are there per apple. ये पूछा है मैंने आपसे. Answer is 6. Bunch.
Got it.
हो गया ना? बहुत बड़ी mistake हो गई ना? Total number of seeds निकालो, divide by total number of apples. You will get number of seeds per apple. Chalo. So this is about bar graph that you will encounter there. अब आगे चलते हैं. Let me clear red mark, arrow, and go ahead. Real SAT problem guys. आप ये सब डेटा पढ़ लो. We may solve it together. If you want to attempt, make an attempt. Very interesting question. Quadrillions of BTU. Dark one is year 2000, the lighter one is 2010. Of the following, which best approximates the percent decrease in consumption of wood in United States from 2000 to 2010? So only look at woods. Of course, there is a decrease. To find out 2000 में कितने quadrillion BTU consume करते थे आप. Find out how much were you consuming in 2010. They are asking what is approximate percentage decrease. तो बस वो values लिख लो. How much were you consuming in 2000?
In 2000, it was around 2.25.
And in 2010?
In 2010, it is 2.
Correct. अब I'll go to whiteboard. बस ये value ध्यान रखना because I want to share a concept here. So guys, percentage change एक concept होता है. Increase or decrease, whatever it is. I think I use that. I don't know if it is. Yeah, it's visible. Percentage change.
Sir, I got the answer. Is it 11?
How much?
11%.
ठीक है. अभी check कर लेते हैं. Percentage change means new value minus the old value upon old value into 100. ठीक है. अब in this case, if you guys look at new value means value of 2010 कितना है 2 minus the value of 2000 2.25 upon 2.25 into 100. ये negative आएगा. Negative is telling me that this change is a decrease change. कम हो रहा है. So basically it is 0.25 sorry 0.25 upon 2.25 बोलो into 100. मैंने negative sign क्यों ignore किया? Because negative sign here means that there is decrease. बोलो Vansh.
Yeah, sir.
So 0.25 upon 2.25 can be further written as 25 upon 225.
Yeah.
225 into 100. And this 225 can be further written as 1 upon 9 into 100.
Yeah.
And 1 upon 9 as a percentage, ये fraction का percentage होगा 11.11%.
Yeah.
So answer is 11%. Closest to option, whatever option that is. I think B come 11%. Answer is 11%. Correct. अगर ये positive आता, यहाँ पे difference, तो ये increase होता. ये negative आया, तो मतलब decrease है. Otherwise increase होता if it is positive. So this is about percentage change, and there was this question. I will go back to question sheet. I think we will cover off them more. Coming down to range and standard deviation. So एक छोटा सा concept करेंगे range and standard deviation का. For that, I think. So in any data set, guys, we are talking about graphs and tables, and we are looking into data set. In data set, there are few things: standard deviation and range. वो करने के पहले, let us understand few things. एक बहुत basically चीज देते हैं. So in a given data set, I have a lot of values. Data is collection of symbols or values or numbers. We have done some research and there's some data coming in. Two things from SAT perspective that you must know. दो चीजें data set को लेके आपको याद होना चाहिए. There's something called as range. What do you mean by range?
Difference between the smallest and the largest value.
Absolutely correct. So a range of data set means your max value minus your min value. Okay, so let's say we talk about Stanford, and Stanford says that we admit students from 1600 SAT points to, let's say, 1500 SAT points. The range of Stanford would be 100.
100.
But let's say there's another institute which naam lete hain Purdue University. Purdue says that we admit students from 1530 to 1430. Uska bhi range 100. Both data sets have same range. Max minus min is range. समझ में आ गया? Okay. Coming down to the next concept. Now this is interesting. इसमें एक question पक्का आएगा. Standard deviation. What do we mean by standard deviation? तो देखो, they will never ask you to find standard deviation. Beauty is वो कभी भी आपसे SD वो सिग्मा जिसको आप बोलते हो, they will never ask you to find standard deviation. आपको फॉर्मूला याद नहीं रखना है x bar minus x and all that. You don't have to remember उसका square. You don't have to remember that. They will ask you interpretation of standard deviation. So can you explain me as layman what do you mean by statistics में किसी data set में what do you mean by standard deviation? क्या मतलब होता है इसका? In simple words, what is standard deviation? I want no formula. What would standard deviation signify or mean? ठीक है, तो मैं एक example लेता हूँ, and through that example, let's see if you are able to understand. Give me your dream college, Vansh.
Cambridge.
Cambridge. तो ये यूके चला गया, तो ठीक है, फिर भी ले लेते हैं, Cambridge ले लेते हैं. And let's say Cambridge accepts SAT score over admission data hai, and Cambridge tells us that my highest SAT score that I admit is 1580. ये मेरा highest score है, हम जो लेते हैं, and हमारा close हो जाता है admission at 1400. With mean SAT score for Cambridge being, इसका mean हम ले लेते हैं कोई anything, let's say 1500 is the mean score. What is your dream institution? Stanford. So we take some Stanford. We take Stanford का कुछ data. Stanford says 1600 admission चालू करते हैं, and we close at 1450, and my mean is let's say 1520. ये हमारा mean है SAT. Hypothetical. Okay, bunch. Okay. दो universities हैं, इनका data set है. Let's say both of them says that in the last year we have admitted 100 students. हमने 100 students को admit किया. So I asked them, अच्छा 100 को admit किया. Tell me what were their individual scores. तो Cambridge भी बताता है और Stanford भी बताता है, और मैं इनको एक dot plot बनाता हूँ. वही dot से represent करता हूँ. So let's say this is the number line, guys. यहाँ पे है 1580 max. अभी हम Cambridge का बना रहे हैं. यहाँ पे है 1400 मिनिमम, और ये इसका एवरेज स्कोर. कैम्ब्रिज बोलता है मैंने 100 स्टूडेंट्स को एडमिट किया. लेट ईच डॉट, मैं आपको स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन पढ़ा रहा हूँ, एक थोड़ा सा अलग सा एग्जांपल. Let's say each dot represents a student. तो कुछ बच्चे टॉप स्कोर पे आए, कुछ बच्चे यहाँ आए, कुछ बच्चे यहाँ आए, कुछ बच्चे. Each dot is a student. स्कोर है बस उनका. This is spread of 100 students. वन समझ में आ रहा है तुमको? तो ये 100 स्टूडेंट्स के कैम्ब्रिज को मैंने प्लॉट किया. पूछना कब जहां समझ में नहीं आएगा. ये देखो, ये 1600 है. लोएस्ट कितना है? 1450 और 1520 पे एवरेज है. तो मैंने स्टैनफोर्ड को भी बोला, गिव मी स्कोर ऑफ ईच ऑफ योर स्टूडेंट एंड आई प्लॉट. तो मुझे स्टैनफोर्ड ने भी देना चालू किया. हंड्रेड स्टूडेंट्स और मैंने वो स्कोर पे डॉट लगाता गया. लेट्स से दे आर 100 पॉइंट्स. Okay guys, now let's look at the beauty and understand and learn standard deviation. This is your mean wala line. This is your mean wala line. Few questions. When I say standard deviation, उससे पहले ये समझिए that given data, there are 100 entities. In data set 1, in Cambridge data, the average of these 100 entities is 1500. In the Stanford data, the average of 100 entities is 1520. Okay, these are some basic things. Now my questions to you. In which of the given two data set, Cambridge versus Stanford, in given two data set, which one is more spreaded? कौन सा ज़्यादा spread है across the mean?
Stanford.
I'm asking again. उन्हें नहीं सुना ना ध्यान से. दिए हुए दो डेटा सेट कैम्ब्रिज और स्टैनफोर्ड में, which data set has more data spread across the mean? मीन के अक्रॉस कौन सा डेटा ज्यादा स्प्रेड है? Stanford, because there are some good amount of data. ये relative है. There's some good amount of data which is in equal proportion spreaded across mean compared to Cambridge, where the spread is not so much. Where in Cambridge, data is more concentrated around the mean. Here data is more spreaded across the mean. बोलो समझ आया ये basic चीज? So guys, standard deviation पे अब मैं आता हूँ. The key word is deviation. Deviation from what? Mean. Mean से कितना फैला हुआ है मेरा डेटा? So higher the spread, higher the standard deviation. Lower the spread, lower the standard. So I will say standard deviation of Cambridge will be less than standard deviation of Stanford. क्योंकि स्टैनफोर्ड का डेटा मीन के अक्रॉस ज्यादा स्प्रेडेड है और यहाँ पे मीन के अक्रॉस ये कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड है. ऑफ कोर्स ये रिलेटिव है. तो स्प्रेड स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन का स्टैटिस्टिक्स में मतलब होता है वेरिएबिलिटी. जितना ज्यादा स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन होगा डेटा उतना वेरिएबल होगा. जितना ज्यादा डेटा खींचेगा, दूर होगा, स्प्रेड होगा, उसमें स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन ज्यादा. हायर द स्प्रेड, हायर स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन. लोअर द स्प्रेड अक्रॉस मीन, लोअर द स्प्रेड, लोअर द स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन. बोलो ये याद रहेगा? ये समझ में आया आप लोगों को? How much time do I have? Okay, I have 10 minutes or so. So what we will do is SAT में ना इसके ऊपर कुछ questions आते हैं where they are asking you to give interpretations. They will never ask you to calculate the value of standard deviation. वो नहीं देंगे कि x दिया फिर आप मीन निकालोगे, फिर आप मीन से डिफरेंस निकालोगे तो x बार माइनस x करोगे, फिर स्क्वायर करोगे, वो जो स्टैंडर्ड, फिर सम करोगे एंड डिवाइड करोगे. So that's not how they will want you to know, and they don't want you to remember any formula, but they want you to remember the meaning of this. Look at their beautiful.
Sir, in SAT, do we get a formula sheet?
Yes and no. So yes, there will be some standard formula. जो उसने question पूछा सामने आया कि formula sheet मिलेगी कि नहीं. There will be some standard formula which will be printed on the sheet. For example, mensuration के सारे basic formula, volume वाले for cylinder, sphere, ये सब printed होंगे. Pi, circles, 2D geometry, वो सब printed. But they will not give you formula for, let's say, something like standard deviation or mean or median mode. ये सब के formula नहीं है. Statistics based नहीं है.
Okay.
Geometry mensuration के basic formula, radian to degree conversions, ये सब basic चीजें होंगी. Okay, unit conversion, will they give you conversion units? He's asking kilometer to meter, feet to miles, miles. No, they will not give you that on as a sheet. But if it is required inside a question, most of the time they will give it in brackets. They will tell you, but it's not compulsory. कि हमेशा बताएंगे. But ज़्यादातर cases में I have seen जहाँ पे unit conversions होंगे, they may give you directly, indirectly वो unit conversion. But will they tell you dollars or cents कितना? नहीं. They expect you to know their currencies. So you must know that cents और क्या होता है dime, quarter, dollar, ये सब पता होना चाहिए.
Okay. And sir, आपने radians किया है?
Sorry?
Sir, have you completed radians?
नहीं. Radians वाला concept नहीं हुआ है. और ये बताएगा. ये हुआ है क्या? 2 pi equal to 180 degree. ये हुआ है? नहीं. अभी नहीं हुआ है इस class में.
Okay.
So this class is like Gulf ke sath, if you are talking about, he has done some 8-9 sessions, right? So there is another batch which is starting from this Sunday. इसमें होगा, but ये नहीं हुआ है. Radians to degree वाला conversion ही बोल रहा है, नहीं हुआ. So let's solve the problem on standard deviation quickly and see how much we have understood. मैं आपके सामने, I have not tried to explore or innovate. I've got this SAT problem भैया. यही करना है अपने को, इसी से समझने की कोशिश करो. 2 full minutes, look at 4 options, all 4 options, and then give me your answer. Read A is city A and city B, the 2 tables. Question number 19 on your book. Yes. These 2. Okay. बहुत जल्दी आंसर दिया तुमने. Let's hold. इसको भी करने दो. ये हो गया? You can share your answer with a sponge.
Sir, I'm doing 1 second.
Okay.
Sir, I'm getting A.
A. What was your answer, girl? You said B. Wow. So there
No,
is
sorry, B, yeah, B.
B. Standard deviation of temperature in city B is larger. Yes, because if you look at this, possibly average or mean will be around 78, and there is equal
Yeah, it is
amount of
78.
data across 78. जबकि city A को अगर देखोगे, average would be around 78, 79, क्योंकि वहाँ पे 14 cities हैं या 14 days हैं when you reported that temperature, and more data is around 79. Then around 76 or 80. So standard deviation of B will be larger than A, right? Let's look at one beautiful problem, last problem maybe, real SAT problem, please solve. Again, 2 minutes, calculator allowed. I don't think it's required, but it's allowed. Correct. Let Vansh also announce his answer.
1 second.
Beats per minute before exercise, beats per minute after exercise.
Sir, I think it is D.
D for Delhi.
Yeah.
Correct, absolutely correct. Because if you look at both the data sets have the same range. 88 minus 56
Right, 32.
32, and 112 minus 80 is 32. So answer can be either A or D. But are standard deviation same? No, they are not same. Standard deviation of set 2 beats after exercise would be higher than A. But they say ऐसा कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है. If you look at D, it says S1 is not equal to S2. Yes, this is true. So answer is not A but D. Correct. तो ये दोनों ही SAT problem थे, and this is how you want to test your understanding on standard deviation. And I've seen there at times is one problem on this. Okay. So with this, I think आज के लिए इतना काफी. We will wrap this session now. So for you, Vansh, this was he's writing SAT August, but the batch that we are talking about is SAT October. वो उसके लिए starts from chapter 1.
Sir, I may want to give in December.
December, okay. So if you want to write in December, I mean you have two options. You can, if you have time right now and you want to finish it off right now, you can go for this.
Sir, what will the ideal time be if I want to write in December?
So if you want to write it in December,
will it be around August, July?
So you possibly August, September, October, November. 4 months are sufficient to prepare for December. अगर उस समय आपके पास August time रहता है तो वही करो.
Yeah, because in October I have my semester in school, so it won't be possible.
And many students would take it twice. दो बार वो लिखते हैं, so depending on whether you are in 11th or 12th, you can write it twice.
Yeah, I'm in 11th.
December and May, then you can write it next time.
Yeah, if you want.
ठीक है.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.